Hey guys, Angel here. So excited about this video. This video is actually a response to a message that I got in my Facebook inbox. So I'm going to read you the message that I received so then you can better understand my reply. So here it is. Hi Angel, how are you? I'm great. Thank you for asking. I adore your videos. Thank you. You have helped me so much with looking at certain things from a different perspective. I love your videos because I feel like you are a good friend giving me advice. That's the point. Yay. I asked you in the past to make a video about starting a cleaning business and you did, and I appreciate it so much. You're so welcome. I'm I'm sticking with it and things are getting better. They are a little slow, but they are picking up. Anyways, I have found myself in a funk lately and it's not related to cleaning. It's about men and friends. Juicy, juicy. I've been noticing a lot in the past few months that I am really wanting to surround myself more with positive people, but just don't know how to meet them. My best friend is great and I love being around her, but I notice more and more that she has a lot of drama and doesn't make the best decisions most of the time. I will always be her friend, but how do I distance myself from her a little bit without being a bad friend? Plus, I'm a little scared of not having anyone to hang out with if I do. That may be selfish of me, but that's how I feel. I'm craving to meet more positive people who have a more similar mindset as myself. I also saw that you posted a video a while back about how to attract a good man. I have been through so much with men, it's not even funny. I always seem to end up with the same type of guy, just in a different body. Oh, there is a reason for that. I just recently split up with my daughter's father, and after that happened, I threw my hands up and told myself that I'm leaving it up to God. I got to tell you, when I read that part, when you said got to a point where I threw my hands up, I was like, yes, that is exactly where you need to be. And I know God was like, yes, now I can step in her life and do some work. Okay, so, okay, if there is someone out there for me, God will place him in my life when he knows I'm ready for it. You are so right. But I know, wait a minute, but I know people can come along and possibly trick me, and I don't want to end up in the same situation as before. So I'm wondering if you have time, if you can possibly make a video addressing those two topics, friends and men. I would really love to hear your thoughts, blah, blah, blah. Okay, not blah, blah, blah to her letter, but blah, blah, blah. I don't need to read the rest of that. Okay, so let me start off by saying this. When I tell you I was in the exact same place you are when you were referring to your female friend, your best friend, not the guy part, because I've been married for 20 years and that's a whole nother video, girl. So the friend part. Right before I actually started getting serious about my walk with God and serious about my natural gifts and talents and honing in on them and really answering the call of God on my life, I used to hang around some other girls that were just like myself. I'm not pinning anything on them. We would go out to bars, we would drink, we would flirt with guys, we would talk about people. We were just out there. And I started to feel exactly what you're feeling. You said in your letter that you're starting to crave to be around women that are like you and that are like-minded. I started having that same exact craving, and I started having that same exact fear. The fear of, well, who am I going to go out with on Saturday nights? Who am I going to call when I don't have anything else to do? And who's going to be my friend now? So I promise you, I went through the same exact thing. But what happened was the calling on my life started to get so thick and so heavy, and I just couldn't ignore it anymore. I couldn't put it off. I prayed to God, and I'm going to tell you, I prayed to God, and I said, God, please remove the friends that I have right now in my space out of my life. And I'm going to tell you, it wasn't even 2 weeks. I'm going to say it was about 2 weeks. It definitely wasn't 3 weeks. It was within 2 weeks I started to see a shift in my friendship with certain people. We would call within that 2 weeks after I said that prayer, we would still be on the phone, but there was something different. I could feel that there was something different. We didn't really have much to talk about like we used to. We stopped going out as much as we used to. And here's the thing about that. And then eventually, let me say this, then eventually, after that 2-week period, it literally just fell off. Now, I don't want to scare you and say that your friend is just going to fall off and you're never going to hear from her again. Whereas though that may be a good thing. That may be what you need. I don't know. But here's the thing that we have to understand. When we are thinking about advancing ourselves and hearing more from God and doing the will of God, He partners with us. And when you pray for God to get your current friends out of your life, that's a prayer that He is going to honor. And more often than not, that transition will be smooth because you've asked God, you've invited God into it. So the same with me. It wasn't like my friend and I got into this argument. We didn't get into a yelling match. We didn't get into a fist fight. It was nothing. It was just miraculous. It was my answered prayer. I asked God to remove them, and He did within a matter of 2 weeks. Now, the second part that you talked about, that that you're afraid of being alone, and I was too. But here's the thing about being alone. There has to be a season in our life that we are alone. And a lot of us will reject that and run away from it. We'll feed that. We'll try and fill that space with movies or television or texting or Facebook, and avoid at all costs being by ourselves, when that's exactly where we need to be. We need to be by ourselves, because I can guarantee you've been having this feeling, you have started to even forget who you really are at your core, dealing with these types of friends and dealing with those type of men. I know where you are. So those are the first things. So pray. That's what I want you to do. I want you to pray and ask God to remove the friends out of your life that are not good for you in this season. And that's not to say that you and her can't reconnect at a different time. Just right now is just not a good thing for you, according to your letter. And also, I know I'm all over the place because I'm so excited. Another thing is, the friends and I that I stopped hanging around with years ago, we have now reconnected through social media, but we're still not like this. We will probably never be like that. Just, you have a different call on your life than your friends do, and it's time for you to move in the direction of that calling. The other thing that I wanted to mention to you is that you said that you keep ending up, hang on one second, my computer battery is dying. Can't have that. Okay. Hold on. So the other thing that I wanted to bring up is that you said that you keep dating the same guys, but in a different body. Now, I'm going to venture to say this in as much love as I possibly can, and you knew you were going to get it from me straight, because otherwise you would not have written this message to me. So I'm going to say this with love, in love, because I care about your well-being. I'm going to venture to say that you don't really fully, authentically love yourself. I know I didn't for a very, very long time. And so what happens is, when we don't love, respect, and honor ourselves, we will let anybody do anything to us. Now, you mentioned that you have a child. I guarantee you would not let anybody speak to your child any kind of way, do whatever they wanted to them. You protect your child. I think you said it was your daughter. I guarantee you protect your daughter with every freaking fiber in your being. Why? Because you love her. Now, when you have that same love, honor, and respect for yourself, you will treat yourself the same exact way. You will handle yourself. So don't avoid this season of alone time that you are being presented with to experience in this time in your life, because that is where you're going to get to know who you are. That's where all the juice of your life, that's where the center and the foundation of your life is going to be built, is during those times that you spend by yourself. So don't avoid them. Don't try and fill them with anything other than what your spirit is guiding you to do. That is so, so, so important. And you also said in your letter that you got to a point where you threw your hands up. And I want to offer that you keep your hands up. Because when we put our hands up, that's a sign of surrender. That's a sign of, all right, Jesus, you take the wheel. I was listening to Carrie Underwood last night. Jesus, you take the wheel. Because I tried to drive this train before and I wrecked. So Jesus, take the wheel. So keep your hands thrown up. That's a good place for your hand because it shows a sign of surrender. And when you do start to experience this alone time and get to know you again and get to know what you like, the things that you don't like, how you want, what you want to be when you grow up, if you're not in your career of your dreams, like when you tap into all of that, you will be able to, you don't have to worry about being tricked. Like you said, you're afraid of being tricked by another man. When you are in touch with who you are, you won't have to worry about being tricked because your senses and your instincts and your intuition will be so sharpened that you will be able to detect BS like that. Oh my goodness. You don't have to worry about being tricked again because, honey, when you start to fall in love with who you are, the right man, a good man, will be attracted to you. But as long as we are hanging around people that are doing like exactly how you described it, not making the best decisions all the time, you're going to attract some guys that don't make the best decision all the time, most of the time. So when you get in touch with who you are, fall in love with her, another man that comes to you, he won't have any other choice but to love, honor, and respect you because he sees that that's how you handle yourself. Just like Dr. Phil said years ago, we teach other people how to treat us, and I guarantee you, you have taught every single man that has dogged you out that it's okay because either you stayed or you ignored it or whatever the case may be. But when you fall in love with you, a real man, a good man can be attracted to you because we know that like attracts like, and we got to get this. We got to get this. Whatever it is that you want to attract in your life, you have to be that. So if you want a good man, you have to honestly look yourself in the mirror and say, am I a good woman? That's hard to face sometimes. Do you still get emotional every single time something happens? Are you up and down with your feelings, and are you a good woman? That can be hard to face sometimes because if we are not whole within ourselves, more than likely our emotions are going to be up and down. We'll be happy some days, sad some days, and a good guy doesn't want to come along and fix a woman. A good guy wants to meet a good woman so they can come together and make some amazing stuff happen. But a good man is not going to come to a woman that's broken and that has low self-esteem and that's always down on herself. He doesn't have time for that. He's not attracted to that. They're not even operating on the same frequency. So you have to be honest with yourself and say, yes, I want a good man, but I need to work on myself so I can become a good woman to match and meet and take care of that good man. I so hope that helped you. If you have any more questions, comments, or concerns, please post them in the description box below or email me, whatever. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.